It's always good when we do it, to be honest.
It is. And we're the only ones here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 15th Terminally Online podcast. It is me, your host, Uber, as well as Beandip. I don't know how I'm going to orient the cameras. The other guys aren't here. Mason went live, and Alex doesn't have an audio interface, so it's just us.
We can get an auto scroller of like Madam Mage's or
What?
ignore I said that Megan Eve's Twitter.
Yes. Shout out Megan Eve. She has great taste in men. Look at her Twitter. You'll see this guy. He'll be saying, Madame.
Yeah, we kind of. I won't get too in the details, but I may not be a single man for much longer.
Really? Do tell.
Yes, sir.
Do tell. I'm interested.
Well, she liked the tweets.
So you're in?
Oh yeah, I've been in.
Okay. Listen, I don't know if I helped in any way because I was live when I saw it, so I liked your tweet, and then I spam liked and unliked her main tweet like 50 times.
Oh, I remember that.
So she might have got some traction. She might have seen some notifications pop off on her phone. So I hope in some way I could have helped. Maybe. I don't know if I did that.
I mean,
she probably blocked me.
I really think. I mean, she likes him regardless, but we'll say you helped, little bro.
I'm little bro. Also,
what a lot of
we got little bro in the background. We got Y Juicy. Guys, check out the Y Juicy mixes. If you don't know about Y Juicy doing the DJ mixes, you're sleeping on them. Check them out. It's in the background.
What a lot of people don't know is that, like, obviously my tweets are satirical.
Obviously.
I don't ever tweet at somebody who, like, can't handle it, of course.
Yeah.
And the people I reply to like it, so it's not like, and of course I can miss every now and then.
What about like with Doll Blush? I don't think she replies.
Yeah, Doll Blush likes.
She doesn't reply though.
She's replied a few times.
Oh, she has? Okay.
I mean, dude, let's just say I'm the Casanova of the RuneScape community. It's no longer Purple Clone, it's me.
Listen. Yeah, the Purple Clone drama is very unfortunate. What we heard. I recently actually made a video about it, just briefly, but it was it sucked. And I hope Clone does come back to the game. I hope he does. Just unfortunate news.
I think he's gonna be taking a break, but I think he'll
sabbatical.
Come back.
Yeah. Because I think
just like
if you lose like a huge amount of wealth, I feel like you'd have to play like a brand new account. It's like really hard to kind of come back.
You may as well just start a new one.
Yeah.
And stream it. But I mean, he could just like start playing League. His Shaco is unreal.
Dude, League in 2025 is like, I don't know. It's like trying to try out for the Olympics when you're like 60. Like your bones are brittle,
Dude, and that's the thing.
Your
like,
stride ain't hitting.
If you've been in Elo, like I've been like silver, gold, and there was a periods where I didn't play for a long time, but like I've been silver, gold, like the entire time I played League. Like if you're at that point where multiple years you're in the same Elo, you're most likely never gonna climb out of it. But yet, it's like Sisyphus rolling that boulder up the hill. But like, I think in Breaking Bad. Oh, I shouldn't spoil it, but I mean, this doesn't really spoil
in Breaking Bad, when the ending happens, and I just completely ruined the show for you.
Dude, honestly, if you haven't watched Breaking Bad by now, just don't listen for the next 5 minutes. Yeah, so Walter, like, obviously starts like getting something out of doing the crime. Something out of something corrupt. And like, that's kind of League for me, bro. It's like, I would say I'm a pretty nice guy. I don't crash out on people. I don't like say rude things to them to their face most of the time. But like League, dude, it's just like that itch. It's like, I gotta let the demon out, the lion, really. That's what I am.
The thing I don't get about you in League, it's like a toxic relationship, like fully, because you are so in love with it until you have a horrible game, and then you're like, fuck this bitch, like, oh my god, these cancer teammates, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're just going on a tirade. Like, and I feel like it's such like an easy game to like victim blame other people for like how a team performs, when in reality, it's just like, it's RNG. Like, you get matched with these people. Some people are going to do better than others. The composition's better. Some people are just feeding the other team. They're just doing horrible shit. And it's like, I don't know, like it's like Counter-Strike for some people. Like some people love that game, but like they played it for like tens of thousands of hours, and it's just like, I just don't think there's any game comparable to the toxicity of League of Legends. Mainly because the chat is AIDS, but like,
yeah, at least in CS:GO you can learn Russian.
Yeah, suka blet.
Yeah,
I probably did that really horribly. For any Russian listeners, we're sorry for our pronunciation of that. At least I am, because it was me.
I was in a Twitch chat last night, and I said, if I lose this next league game, my mother loses her son. And I was like, maybe we're getting a little, maybe we're getting a little too far here.
I think that's just your boyish charm in the Twitch chat. You know, you're just releasing some nice humorous limericks from your brainstem. So I think that's fine.
You know what kept me going though was the new Cardi B album. I had that bumping.
Wait, Cardi B came out with an album?
Yeah, it's ass.
Don't you mean Playboy Cardi?
Oh, Playboy Cardi B. Isn't Cardi B the Walk in Poland guy?
No, that's Lil Yachty. That's Lil Yacht. That's Lil Boat. Yeah. Cardi B's
who's Cardi B then?
Cardi B's the woman who for some reason always shows her areolas on Twitter, and everybody goes crazy, and they pull that Gooner guy up where he goes in reverse, where he's like,
1 second.
The watch. I'll pull up a video.
First off, the watch.
Areola, sorry.
Oh, that's Cardi B?
Yes.
Have I ever heard a Cardi B song?
I'm not gonna put
them.
I'm not gonna put up the areola, but I'll put up the meme where it's like the Gooner pulling up in reverse, you know?
Two sunny side up eggs just served.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Quite a sight to be seen if you're on twitter.com, because we didn't ask for it. Cardi B just shows them. She just got her shit out, you know?
Okay, we'll go back to the Playboy Cardi album.
Sure.
But to detract from it for a second, I found a new meta on Twitter.
Okay, do tell.
The new meta is finding a collection log or achievement completions on RuneScape and just posting that screenshot. Now you have to be careful because like somebody who worked hard for their fire cape like sees that somebody else posts it with like out any credit, like that would be rude to some people. So you got to pick and choose who it is. But I started this because I reposted my Infernal Cape like I just got it a month after I got it. And it got more likes than my first post. And I was like,
crazy.
Hold on. And then I post 6 scythes Infernal Cape, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And it got likes too. And like I don't think people take the second to notice, and the people that know think it's funny. Well, I posted 6 scythes Cape again today, just farming likes. And I just sent a Jake C 3rd Age pickaxe post, and I just edited in myself into it. Jeremy, throw it up right here.
Right there. I think it's
crazy.
It's so funny.
I could say, yeah, and I don't know. It's just a way to engagement farm.
I mean,
like
I think it's smart. Like, it's nuanced because, like, it's a joke, like, because you're not taking it serious. But then it's like, especially when you include the person's name, like their gamer profile, that's clearly not you. Like, you're taking Jake C's screenshot of like a monumental moment on his account, right? Like this 3rd Age pick that's like super giga rare, and you just throw your little like screenshot where it's all pixelated and you're moving and shit, and it just looks like scuffed. And yeah, it's like you're taking it back and like creating humor by like inserting yourself, but it's not too much, you know? I think it's very nuanced. Like, it's a good joke.
I think if I edited out his RSN so people did know his Jake C, it wouldn't be funny. But I just left it in because that's what's funny about it.
Exactly.
In my opinion, anyway. So
humor 101.
New meta, guys.
Yeah.
Dude, just post an Infernal Cape. Doesn't matter if it's yours.
Honestly, true.
Post a PB. It doesn't matter, bro. You'll farm likes because I'm gonna like somebody getting their first Infernal Cape for sure.
Yeah, there's people who also buy those, who post those for likes. So we know who you are. We have the logs. You're cooked. You're cooked,
Ubaru
buddy.
may know who you are. I don't. I stopped selling capes like 3 years ago. So.
Oh man, crazy. Yeah, we have the
dude.
logs.
The blue monster? Are you kidding me?
This was just in a pack at the store. It was on sale. It was the blue, the white, and the red. This is the worst out of the three.
The white's the best.
The white is the best.
Don't take that out of context.
The white monster. The white monster is the best.
Yes.
The white monster. Yes, I don't know. I kind of actually like the blue. Kind of gives me like a Gatorade vibe, you know, like a blue Gatorade, but like horrible for your heart. I don't know.
When I say white monster, what comes to your mind?
Big fat cock. Oh,
a name. Kyle Rittenhouse.
I was gonna say Alkin. Wait, Alkin isn't white, is he? I think he's Turkish, right?
I don't know who Alkin is.
If Alkin's white, he's the big white monster because his cock's probably big. Anyways.
Did I just who Omega?
You just Omega lulled Alkin, the fucking goat of RuneScape. One of the pillars of the community. He bought a house from playing RuneScape. Okay, anybody who can buy a house, a nice house, anybody who could buy a nice house from playing RuneScape, you're goated in my books. Doesn't matter who you are.
I saw the OSR's PVM tier list, and I saw Afzal on it, and I was like, who is this guy? And because I was like, where's that familiar? That guy follows me, and now I want to follow him back, but I don't want to make it awkward.
Just follow him.
Okay, we're gonna follow him.
Just follow him right now. And if Afzal, you ever see this, he probably did buy a house because he's so good. He probably got the money through other means. Allegedly.
Like a job?
Yes, like a job, you know, where he's like focusing on life and not RuneScape, not doing the mega low infernal capes for your accounts, or you've been putting tickets into Discord because you can't get it yourself because you're bad. We know you did it. We know
you are out for blood today. You are out for blood.
I think the caffeine's just hitting my system. I'm sorry. I'm so
I need that too.
Ass.
From the more superior energy drink, not only good for caffeine, but good for your stock portfolio.
Okay, well that's fair. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, but did you like the Cardi album?
I'm actually a big fan of the Cardi album. I think it's more of a playlist than an actual.
Yeah, I love you, Cardi. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's more of a playlist than an actual, you know. It's comparable to like anybody listened to Drake before he got canceled? It's more of like the More Life album where it was just bloated with a shitload of songs, and it was kind of like you're playing different vibes, right? Kind of making music for different kind of genres. Like some are like more like very meme centric. They're gonna be using TikToks on this album, and then other ones are kind of like nice ethereal, like the Rather Lie with The Weeknd and Playboi Carti is a really like, I don't know, it's just a very like ethereal sounding song that I think a lot of people from like the Die Lit era would like. So I think it has a little bit of everything. If you want to like pod it and listen to the whole album, you probably won't like it. That goes for most people. I probably like 15 songs, so it's like half. I think it's a very bloated album. There's like 30 songs on it.
Imagine making 30 songs and like even a fan of yours only likes 15 of them. That's kind of fucked.
I think it's good. As a consumer of most music, I rarely like a whole album somebody puts out. It's very rare.
See, my album experience is what I like changes over time, but usually almost every song in an album that I like will get some love.
Yeah, it'll grow on you. That's pretty natural. You listen to it like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then the songs will become catchy or like melodic in some way, and you'll like it. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like Anthony Fantano's opinion, and I haven't watched that yet, so I don't really know what I think yet.
All I know is I saw him react to Opium Baby, which is the song called the Deagle Shots that I like a lot. So Deagle Shot, he goes doing this classic white guy moment where he's hiding from the gunshots, you know? When he's on stream. I think he gave it a 4. I think he gave it a 4 out of 10, which I think is fair. I think that's very fair. It's like there's some moments on it that are probably good, but at the end of the day, you have to make your own opinion. Listen, Anthony Fantano, classic white guy judging music on the internet, but at the end of the day, you guys got to make your own opinion. Don't listen to some random white guy from Connecticut who's 35, 36, however the fuck old he is. Okay, make your own opinion.
Don't listen to bald people. That's what I'm taking away from this.
Fuck.
Oh my god, man. Put it away.
Fuck. Okay, well, just don't listen to me then, so. There you
So
go.
here's what I'll say. I listen to a lot of like, this sounds so elitist. I listen to a lot of orchestral music. And so one thing is like you may listen to a composer you don't really like. I was listening to Telemon. I don't know how
Okay.
to say his name. Is it like Jorg or George? But it's like George without an E at the end. But I've been listening to Telemon a little bit, and his music is from an era that I don't like. But there's some good things in there and ideas and sounds that can kind of carry over to other parts of your life and music. Like for example, I don't like Papa Roach. I know,
Okay.
I,
That's a fair take.
but he's had some good songs that like I think were unique in a way. Limp Bizkit's the same.
Yep.
So I think listening to things that you don't think are good or like all the time is probably, okay, especially. And when it comes to rap, I feel like a big thing in rap is it's kind of diverging where it's like people playing for um like to they're playing to make money, like
Yeah.
Drake. And then you have like the hyper pop, the glitch pop, like the futures, like people
Mm.
who are trying to push the boundary of what rap still is. And like I think you have to always give that a chance, otherwise it's never going to progress to a sound that you may love one day. So like,
True.
even country, like there's you got to even challenge yourself with country. And I know nobody that watches this podcast likes country, right? So
Most
just
people
kidding.
don't like country. My brother was a big fan of like 70s country and like all the new age like 2000 stuff like Girth Brooks and like uh
Girth,
Girth,
Girth
yeah,
Brooks.
Girth Brooks. Sorry, Garth Brooks. Sorry, I'm a dude in my chat called Girth Brooks. He's the
Girth
goat.
Brooks,
He's
yeah,
he's
he
just
is the goat.
slowly been brainwashing me into not saying Garth Brooks ever again. Girth Brooks 69420. You're the goat. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. He's just like he didn't get brainwashed to the point where he's like, I have to like this. He just likes that like Conway Twitty like type of like old like 70s 60s like country music, and that's like his thing. I don't know. He also likes 90s rap like Tribe Called Quest. He's not into like the new age shit at all. Whereas I'm more into like experimental music and I like new stuff, which is why a lot of people call me, or why I call myself rather, the unk of Gen Z, because I really do like the Gen Z music. So yeah,
Technically you're a millennial.
I am a millennial, yeah. But like in terms of my interest, I feel like I'm the unk of Gen Z.
Yeah, I feel like even if I was born in the millennial years, like at the tail end, I think I'm still Gen Z. Like just my
When
humor
when is
and
the tail end? When does Gen Z start? Isn't it like 1990?
96.
Oh, so it's pretty close then.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. Um,
So you definitely strike me as more of a millennial type in terms of your personality versus, you know.
well, I was born in Gen Z, so I mean, I split. I don't know, and I don't think I'm
We all have
fake,
our
but like
moments.
I code switch so well. Like I think that's probably one of my best things, and it may sound fake, but like when I'm at my job, when I'm talking with different types of people, I cater to that environment. Like I'm not gonna go around like saying like what's something I say, yo, you're low key goated, bro. Like I'm not gonna say that to like people IRL.
You're goaded,
Um,
bro.
I do say goated a lot actually.
I think it's because I don't work a traditional job yet. I've been applying to places, but like I'm not like in a like environment where I have to code switch all the time. So like it'll be like people I'm talking to, like my friends, my family, I'll be dropping like crazy like colloquial terms we use online that are just like, swag. I can't drop that goes hamburger at work. People will be like,
Swag.
what the fuck are you talking about? I was saying like one time to this girl I was talking to, I was like, oh, yeah, you're having mac and cheese for dinner? That goes hamburger. She said it does go hamburger. So maybe I'm fine. I don't know. Maybe I am fine.
I don't even think like Gen Z online vernacular maybe.
Yeah.
I just created that. I don't even think it's
You
that bad.
just
Like
made vernacular.
no, okay, come on.
It's the way you made it
I'm so
sound.
smart, guys.
He sits on his own brain. It's so big. It's his chair.
Oh yeah, the brain chair.
The like
Dude, that's literally
incel
me.
brain chair where it's like you're just sitting on it like in the Wojak.
And for those of you wondering what happens, every time I open Discord or Twitch, my brain shrinks and I like slam my head against my wall a few times and then I start typing. So that's what you see of me generally. So
yeah, you got to get a few head slams in before you become a full idiot on Twitter. You know, you have to really dumb it down. You have to not think about anything super critical at all. When you start to overthink when you're posting on Twitter, that's when it gets bad. But
I know.
Moments.
Dude, I remember it was you, Gorilla, and I in a call. It was like 6 in the morning. It was like on my day off. I was
zooted.
I wasn't even awake.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying things over and over and over. And I wish I could go back in that moment and listen to myself. Because like
make a voice
when you just
memo.
let it yeah. I mean, you can overthink, like when it comes to music, like when I produce music or compose, like there will come a point where I'm like trying to get the sound I can hear over and over and it's not working.
Yes.
And I just have to stop. I write it. I have a notes program in both of my composition and my DAW. It's just like this is the sound I was trying to get. Because I can't, like, I just get too frustrated when I try to overthink and go for something. I hate that's how it works, but do you feel like in your workflow that like sometimes you just have to let it flow and sometimes you just need to take a break if it's not?
Yes.
Instead of like going for what you plan?
Well, I think there's an overarching plan, and I think the problem with me that I relate to on you on this case is execution. I have an idea in my mind of how to like get there, or at least have a finished product, right? Like you have this sound in your head. You're trying to get this perfect like sound out of like a synth or something, and it's not hitting the way you're trying to like process it, or like a certain chord's not hitting like the way you're trying to do this melody. So you're like, okay, I need to come back to this and hit this with fresh ears. So what I'll do a lot of the time is I'll get like the bare bones of a project out, and it'll either be like the basic edit, whatever it is. I'll write down like whatever I'm feeling at the time, like add this edit in, put this picture here for like a meme. Or I'll make something like that if I think isn't like up to par, and then I'll watch it later and think, how can I make this better? Or show it to other people, which I think is also great advice. Where if you're a creative making something, make like a draft of it and send it to people you trust who are not yes men. I think that's the biggest advice I've ever gotten, and it's helped me so much because it's improved like how I project my voice online and how I could be more natural and like not be afraid to open up. Because I think a lot of the times, at least for me, it was hard to like get past that hurdle of just being like honest and like trying to like show who I am. And a lot of people were like, you're like muddying your vocals. You're just like talking like I'm in a room by myself. You're not projecting your voice. And then I needed that push. So I think in terms of workflow, get a second opinion, make stuff, make notes, go back to it, and have fresh ears, which means like, you know, play stuff, write it down, make it, and then listen back to it later and see what you could change. Because if you're just sitting there for like 8 hours, like you're gonna lose your mind. You know?
100%. Like, I don't know, and I'm not like good enough at like production yet to get all the sounds I hear, because like I think more high level thoughts and than I can like
Achieve.
execute.
Yeah,
which sucks. But
I
it's
get it.
because like especially music, I'm only listening to like things I really like and I think are really high quality.
Yes.
So,
I mean, you have a filter. Like anything that's like what you don't like and what you don't like to consume or make, you're not going to engage with it. And I think that's important as like a creative to have that. Some people might say it's like arrogant or it's like specific or whatever, but I don't think that's the case. I just think you have like specific interests, you know what I mean? And if you have a certain way you want something to sound, it's just going to take time to get there if you can't fully do it. And that's where your skill as a creative comes in, when you spent the time to learn how to do that. And there's shortcuts you can learn. There's YouTube videos. If there was no YouTube tutorials for Photoshop or Premiere, I would not be a creator. It's just like I learned most of everything from being online and people who've done it before me. You just have to have that drive to be able to know what you want to make and how to get there by using other things that don't expressively tell you how to get there. Like you have to make those connections yourself, I feel like, at least in my case. Because sometimes if it's something like so hyper specific, like I want to make this on this screen print of this shirt with this specific halftone with this type of graphic element with this text. Like that's like my brain creating an idea, right? For like a t-shirt. And then you have to take all these little tidbits you take from different videos and different sources and then figure out how to like assemble those.
Well, there's so many steps too to an idea. It's like you don't think about the foundation. You just think about the
Yes.
finished product. And then you start at the very beginning. It's like, oh fuck, well I didn't think through all of this. Like when I'm producing, I'm trying to produce a jungle tune right now, and it's
Mhm.
like I'm I'm thinking about the finished product, but it's like, oh well, I have to make the drum groove, and then oh I don't have any bass, and it's like, well I don't have the sounds for the drum groove I don't like, and
Yeah.
well I don't know the form, and it's like it's kind of just trial and error, unfortunately. Dude, creating things take forever.
I like to hop
Honestly.
around personally. Whenever I'm like making something, if I get so stuck on something where I'm not progressing and I feel like I'm regressing, then I try to hop to something else. So in that term, if it was like, okay, these drums sound like shit, let me try a melody. Okay, this sucks. Let me try a 808 drum or whatever, a bass. Then it's like, but then I feel like you get to a point where you feel like you can't improve that stuff, and then I feel like that's where you start looking for help because you've like exhausted your current level of like how you're seeing things, right?
Another thing too, especially when it comes to music, is like I only know how it sounds through these,
Mm-hmm.
because like I love listening to music in the car because like the bass surrounds you more.
Yeah,
But like when I'm producing, it's like, oh well,
mastering
this doesn't sound
mastering is
big or filled
difficult.
out at all.
Yeah, I've made songs like even though they're joke songs, I've made songs that I listen back to both on my phone and in the car and on studio monitors like studio headphones, and they're vastly different if you don't master things correctly. Like sometimes you got to pull the drums down, sometimes you got to EQ stuff out. If you have the drums pumping and you have a low register voice like I do, you can't hear anything, and that's why people EQ out the lows so you could actually hear somebody's voice on the beat. And there's even high level stuff what most people do for studio albums. They take the rendered song and they take the vocals and they render the vocals out, and they'll actually do a negative EQ of that song, like the actual MP3 of the full song, to the beat of the person's voice. That way, the song basically overlaps with the voice perfectly, so there's nothing negating out the vocals. So it's actually like you wouldn't think that that would be your first instinct, but it's such a smart thing to do that people just don't think
That's
about.
crazy.
It's like a high level thing that I was like, oh my god, this is it's just such a smart thing to do.
Dude,
you would never think to
yeah.
do that. Yeah,
It's like the double slit experiment, honestly.
like this.
You know, seeing that particles act like waves and classical particles.
Oh, I thought you meant. Okay, never mind. Those of you who know
I was
in the
just kidding.
comments, double slit experiment on the playground. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It kind of is though, dude. I'm sorry. I love watching math and physics videos, even if I don't understand them.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like things are so intuitive. Honestly,
it's
math is
you'd be
math
surprised.
is becoming much more fun the older I get.
But you'd be surprised how much math is in things you'd never think of, especially in like art, in creation of stuff. Like when people are sketching out. The reason why I didn't like doing the reason why I didn't like more physical drawings and stuff while I was in school is because I had to do so much measuring on canvases to try and get proportions right for like actual like accurate drawings. And I think that's what made me like more abstract and digital stuff, is because I just became so lazy with doing the math on everything and kind of just eyeballing it. And it's always like helped me in that way because my brain is not analytical from that perspective. Like I like to just get an idea out, and then if it doesn't work, then I just move on to the next thing. So it's interesting. There's math in everything. Like even in editing, in video editing programs, like in Premiere, there's like lines of code you have to like enter in like specific, like you can do branches of code inside of it to have a certain like pop-up come up versus just manually doing it. It's very interesting and weird, and I know nothing
I'll
about
leave that
it.
to Jeremy. Jeremy's got that for me.
Jeremy's not putting that up because fuck that. I fucking hate math. Shout out Jeremy though.
Well, I didn't mean to get on to that tangent about workflow, but
No, it's fine. I think
I don't even know
it's
how we
good.
got here.
We're both creatives, bro. We're both creatives, and we like to try to expand outside of just playing and talking about RuneScape or just our lives. Like, you know, I think it's also insightful for people who want to make stuff who listen to this too. So,
dude,
yeah.
my UIM is stuck at Motherload Mine, so there's not even much playing.
What do you
I'm getting
mean
crabs right now?
What do you mean stuck at Motherload Mine? You don't need to do that.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay, sure.
Let's say I have 48 golden nuggets. Should I go put those in a bank?
You should turn them into gems and cut them for crafting XP.
But you need the prospector set for... Or wait,
For what?
what do you need for the diary?
You need
It's a prospector set, right?
Yeah. Does the Varrock top count?
I don't know.
I know you're not going to get Varrock 3 or 4 diary or whatever the fuck it is for it, but...
Anyway,
Right.
RuneScape
Anyways,
cringe.
this guy is in Motherload Mine right now. Save him. Save
Dude.
him, please.
It's
Get
like,
off the UIM, bro.
yeah, it's like, man, I don't even want to do any of these chores, but like doing something on the UIM seems fun. So I don't know. That's what's only keeping me going.
I can see your perspective on why like Ultimate Iron Man's fun, because every chore you do makes everything worthwhile once you get to endgame. Then everything's easy. Because if you skip all this bullshit that you could do on normal accounts because you have a bank, you can't. Like if you need prospectors for a diary to get, what does Lumbridge give you? Or not Lumbridge, what does Falador give you? Like if you want to do mole and you can't do mole because you have the mole finder, you're just going to be like, this sucks, bro. Like you got the Darok set, you don't have the mole finder thing. Like there's just so many things that are going to be later on that you're going to want. But the only thing about
I'm trying to do I'm trying to Bofa skip.
Wait, how?
Well,
Do
I'm
not
gonna
tell me you're
obviously
going to get a T-bow early.
Well, no. I'm gonna do Song of the Elves, and then I'm gonna go get Void Waker, and then I think I'm gonna try to raid with Void Waker.
A Void Waker instead of a Bofa? What's
Yeah,
your range
because-
weapon going to be?
Well, it's gonna be the Outlato, which honestly, it's
It's not
good in
bad.
DPS
Yeah.
compared to the Bofa, but you just can't do certain content as well as you can with Bofa. So like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out, but you know,
It's
there's a
like
ranged weapon and
It-
Cox.
it's like yeah, I mean that's true. It's hard to get, but
The Dragon Hunter crossbow.
oh, I mean not as hard to get, but it's like I get it. Like not wanting to get Bofa is fine because like what can you do with it after you're done? Like when you get T-bow, you don't need a Bofa anymore. You're gonna get rid of it, right? So
Right.
I get that perspective.
Well, you can store the Bofa on UIM.
But I also think it's like, well, like you're skipping a stage at that point. I feel like it'd be so much more fun to like grind for that because you're getting money that you can spend on shit. Although you probably don't need that much money for UIM. So.
The problem is like I just don't want to make new content obsolete. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to use the Moon's gear.
That's fair. I think there will be a cutoff though where you get so annoyed with Moon's gear because it has such shit stats. You're gonna be like, all right, boys. I think it's time we go for Bofa. I just know.
Really?
I know you, bro. I know you
I actually
fundamentally.
I think the Moon's gear is underrated.
I do too. I think it is underrated, but I think the level of content where it stops being super great is like, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had a scythe when you're doing Kalo instead of hitting it with those fucking dual Macahutis or whatever they're called. You'd be like, oh man.
I'm just not.
Oh
I'm just
man,
not
this
good enough
sucks.
to do Coliseum.
You could
I died like 5 times a day.
Oh. Yeah.
I got a quiver, but
beandip streams, guys. Follow him on Twitch. Also follow me. Also follow all the
I
boys
stream
in the
once
comment.
a month.
Okay, it
Yeah,
doesn't
come
matter.
catch my once a month.
Doesn't
stream.
matter. Following's free. Watch his stream once a month. You love this guy. Hey guys, press 1 if you love Beandip in the comments, okay? Let's see who really loves him, okay? It's a quick test. Press 2 if you love everybody else except him. Everybody's gonna type 1. Everybody's gonna type 1. Everybody's gonna type. They watch this podcast for you, man. For you, bro.
No.
It's all
If you
for
really
you.
love me, send me a DM and take a selfie. Preferably, you can choose whether I'm not gonna tell you what to wear or at all, but send me a DM of yourself if you really love me.
Might send you a DM
and
back
suck.
on his bed where he's smiling at you
Dude,
with no pants on.
I got $54 from Twitch this month.
Oh my god, you're balling,
Dude,
bro.
I don't even stream, and I got $54. Isn't that crazy?
I know Justin is mad because you don't go live, and he's like, I fucking spend money on beandip every month, and this guy doesn't go live.
I feel so bad.
Yeah, you
But
should
honestly,
feel bad.
like,
Go live.
Listen, I think I'm the least of Justin's worries. I think he needs some Tums and Pedialyte right
Dude,
now.
who doesn't need Tums and Pedialyte? That shit is so good. I started eating Tums. That's how I know I'm old. I was like, I never need these. And then I was like, ooh, my stomach hurts. These Tums hitting.
What, dude?
I never used to eat Tums ever. And now I just feel old for eating them.
Bro, you know you're a fat fuck when you pre-pot the Tums before you eat something.
Welcome to the Fat Fuck Podcast, guys. We're giving you strats on how to not have your stomach explode after eating a whole pizza. Guys, eat a handful of Tums. What is it, like 4 at a time?
Yeah, but I mean, if anybody wants an update on my health progress, last January I was like 278.
Okay.
Sitting at a clean 246. Very slow progress.
Oh my god, dude.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, brother. Dude, I'm fucking stoked.
I haven't had dinner yet though, so
mashallah.
I don't
think I said that right.
Mashallah.
Mashallah. Better?
Okay. I didn't even say it right. So
sorry. Didn't mean to offend anybody.
Actually, one thing that really helped, I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to plug, maybe I shouldn't say it, but a certain company that you recently got sponsored by, dude, literally, if you portion your food correctly and you put in a lot of meat, you'll be full. Like, that's the issue, is like, I eat everything that's in front of me. And if I just put less in front of me and I put enough meat in front of me, once I'm done, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm hungry anymore.
That makes sense.
Like, but also another issue is staying up late.
Yes.
Dude, do not stay up late because you will just eat. It's insane. Your mind is like, go to the fridge right now.
The advice that Alex gave me, because Alex is also, who's not on the podcast today because his mic situation is fucked up. He gave me the advice that said, if you ever get hungry right before you're about to go to bed, don't starve yourself because you're literally just wasting food. And you have to have the mentality from the perspective of, I'm not only hungriness, but the amount of food that you buy when you're grocery shopping, it's just like, it is a waste because all that food that you're eating is getting wasted on you sleeping, which, by the way, you burn calories when you're sleeping. You burn calories every 24 hours. So you resting, doing nothing, you're burning calories. So you're just adding to your daily consumption amount by not doing that and then just waiting for breakfast and having a bigger breakfast, and you will literally benefit by doing that.
I need to shock myself every time I get hungry.
Honestly,
I think that'll be pretty bad.
That's that's bad, but like you will like you'll be like trembling every time you want to eat food in public with people. You're like
That's me when I don't have a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Just
I don't know if this is too much for the podcast, but I used to I don't think I had an eating disorder, but when I'd get really stressed, I would binge and purge. I went through a phase of that. And like that is probably the worst like thing with food I've ever had. It felt so bad. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know what started it. Like I just remember talking about somebody and they're like, dude, you gotta stop. And
it's
like,
probably the
yeah.
feeling of fullness. I think it's like the shame of it too, is why it sucks.
Dude, I don't even know how it started, but it was like, it's kind of embarrassing, but like,
That's not
I don't
embarrassing.
know.
I think
I used to do it when I was really stressed too.
yeah. I mean,
But
it's
really
very
haven't been stressed
natural,
lately.
I think, for me and you, because we're both bigger dudes, to find comfort in food because we use it as our, like, it's like our drug of choice, as cringe as it is to say. It's like it is. Like, oh man, I'm fucking stressed. Like, I'm gonna go eat a whole pizza and I'm gonna feel better. And then you just sit on your bed watching TV. You're like, I'm such a fat fuck. Why did I do
Dude,
that?
And
you
you
feel
know
so
it's
much
bad.
shame
You know
from it, too.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know exactly what to do. You get the thin crust because you know you can eat it all. That's me anyway. Like
I'm more of a deep dish, thick crust guy.
dude. Deep
That way it
dish
feels
is
like
my
a brick
favorite,
in my
but
stomach.
I think the food issue is like really sensitive to talk about with people. Because
Yeah.
everybody has their own level of body image, and luckily my body dysmorphia, if I even had any, is slowly going away, and I don't binge and purge anymore. But like it's like a subtle, one of the most important issues is like your nutrition, and like we don't even talk about it too much because like dude, and I used to hide my eating too, you know, and like
I would do
know.
that. I would feel ashamed. Yeah, it was bad.
And like you have these moments of clarity, and it's like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. And like I believe myself. I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. But as you go through your day, you kind of forget those moments of clarity, autopilot, and then do kind of subconsciously what you have been doing. It's like really hard to break that cycle, because like expecting somebody to be clearly conscious every single day all the time, I think is too much.
True.
So
yeah, there's moments where you gotta kind of like filter. You gotta like filter your brain out, because like if you like worry about what you're consuming all the time, like I feel like it's super stressful too on that level. There's like stressful of like overeating, and there's stress of like undereating and like managing your life too much. Like I was a person who I could count calories on like an app and do it, and it was like clockwork, and it made me not feel guilty about overeating. And I think I need to get back to that, because that system worked for me, but that's not for everybody. Like I just have a problem with feeling the need to like snack, and because like my work is like very sporadic, I have like huge chunks of time in the day where I'm just like waiting around to do stuff, because like I don't need to go live for 3 hours. I can go watch a TV show. Oh, what am I gonna have? A snack? Sure, why not? I want to eat this Cheez-Its. Okay, I had just enough Cheez-Its. I want some more. Then you start eating the whole box, and you don't even notice that you're doing it. So it's like you have to instill all these things in your head. And I think if I like was working in a physical setting, I wouldn't be eating as much, or at least I would be working off more of the calories than I would be eating. So
but the hard part for me is like binging right after you get off work or get out of class, like
yeah,
dude. And one thing is like I had a really long relationship, and I started getting really big, and like I just wasn't working on myself, and which I think was probably one of the biggest issues in my well, not the only biggest issues. Sometimes your relationships don't work out, but like it at some point you don't notice it's happening, and then all of a sudden boom, like I'm having trouble getting upstairs. Like my body feels horrible.
Yep.
And like that moment of realization, you have that all the time. Like, man, I gotta do better. But like every time you're confronted with that, it's like, do you hide and worry about it later, or do you confront it? And like for food, for me, that's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
I have a decision to hide and run, which is my MO. That's like my worst part about my personality, is I run from things, or am I gonna confront it? So
the tough thing to battle, bro. Like I feel like I'm the same way. Like I can confront it, but I feel like I have to make it a habit for so long, and if I don't, then it just like I regress without even really thinking about it. Like you have to make it like your whole personality, I feel like, to a certain extent, which is draining.
At least for and for me, it's like I can only do one thing at a time. I can only fix one thing at a time.
Yep.
So it took me a very long time to realize, but this past year, 2 years has been really good for me. And so I realized I have to take one thing at a time.
Smart. You've said that for quite a while.
I wish I wasn't.
Well, no, because like I mean, there was moments where like me and you both had issues with like people online, or like perceptions and like stuff like that, and then we're like, okay, let me focus on this right now, and like fuck everything, like fuck my diet. I'm just gonna eat for right now and figure this out. And then you're like, okay, this is done. Move that to the side. Let's focus on food now. And now you're already doing it. Like you lost what, like 30 pounds, 32 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. That's like nothing to joke about. That's fucking sick.
Thank you.
And
I've been plateauing though, not gonna lie.
But I mean, plateauing is fine, but you can figure out ways how to get past that eventually, you know? As long as you don't get stuck on it for too long, because that's what I did, and then I just started gaining again. So
yeah, and there was a point where I was gaining, like, I don't know, like 4 months ago I was like 158, which, you know,
258
was higher than 158, which was higher than what I was 6 months ago, right?
Did you say 158?
Or sorry, 258.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were like,
not that skinny yet.
Brainwashing me. You're just like, I'm 158. I'm 100 pounds lighter. I'm like, damn, you are? Like, Damn.
Although, there's something to say, like, there are just, like, you will never be able to get, I will never be able to have a 140 body. Like, I just won't.
No, I don't think I'll ever be under 200. Not even like
dude,
220.
You're 6'5".
I know. If I was like 220, I would literally look like Skeletor. Like my brother, like, I think was like, he was between like, my brother's like same height, same build kind of, except I'm a little bit chunkier my whole life. And he is like 250, 240, and he's like a little chubby, but like very skinny comparatively to me. Like he probably wears like larges and extra larges, and I wear like 3XL. So it's like a huge difference in terms of like body composition, like how we look. So I don't know. It's interesting, especially when you have somebody to like compare that to. But I try not to compare at the same time because I'm on my own shit. So,
Dude, my stepdad has lost 100 pounds in like a year.
Is he doing an extreme diet or is he just not eating as much?
No, he eats a lot. Like he's like he's drinking protein milk to hit his
goals
thing, but wait, he's trying to eat 150 grams of protein a day.
Okay.
And he says if you just focus on protein, he said 3 things. You got to have a good schedule, which is like really hard. I think that's one of the hardest things to do.
I agree.
Have a good schedule. And then his second thing is don't eat anything with more than 10 ingredients if you can avoid it for the most part.
Interesting.
So like, because he thinks like the food supply is what's making people mentally
lethargic,
like obviously aiding, mentally unwell, and also is making them unhealthy. And then the third thing, I don't know what number I'm on. The third thing is
number 3.
Yeah. It was the food supply, focus on protein. Yep. Focus on protein. That's what the third thing is.
I mean, it's the most satiating out of any of the was it the macro or micronutrients? I don't know. I haven't taken nutrition class in a long time. Macronutrients. So yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, I have like all this instilled in the back of my head, and sometimes you even know the right path, but it takes a while for you to actually accept it and like follow through with it. And I think there's moments of hardship where you look on stuff like food as a crutch, and I'm definitely in that point. But I feel like I'm also coming out of it now because I'm like eliminating factors like DoorDash and stuff like that. Like anything that's easily accessible for you to like overeat and like all these things. Like it's also just super expensive to do that. Like unless you make so much money that it's worth it for you to do that and you eat healthy, then it's fine, I guess. But like, what are we, Amaranth, making millions of dollars where I could DoorDash 3 times a day? Like, I don't think so.
I'm not gonna lie. There was a time a couple years ago where I had to ask my parents for money, and a lot of my money was going to DoorDash. And like I straight up told them, like, I have a problem with food.
Yep.
Like, and so I deleted my DoorDash account. I have a DoorDash account now, but I don't use it. But
good.
It was bad. Sorry to break the fourth wall, but sometimes I feel like some people out there might like to hear this conversation because maybe they don't talk about it to anybody. But it's like, not everybody has my struggle, but
I've actually unironically had somebody hit me up after the video I made on my variety channel about how I like gained a bunch of weight over time, and somebody reached out to me, even though I make the DoorDash joke all the time, like on stream and on Twitter and stuff. He's like, unironically, same shit. Like I'm this amount of weight, like, and I've quit everything. Like I've quit doing this. Like I even like quit playing games because I'm focusing on like living life. And he's like, I resonate with a lot of the stuff that you're talking about. So like it does actually help to talk about this because there are people going through the same kind of struggles. You just would never think about it because like we're so disconnected and disenfranchised being online because as like creators and just normal people playing the game, we don't interact with everybody like on this level. We don't like talk about, we're not having fireside chats at 4 a.m. talking about why we're so unhealthy and why we're depressed and like, all these issues. And I think it's important to talk about these because it's like, it is therapizing, even if you're relating to somebody, because then another person who's going through the same struggle as you. I think that's
therapizing. I like that word.
Yeah, me too. We're pizing.
Well, it's also because you can only see a headshot, but like if I stand up, like you guys are, like you can even see my nips, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Big boy.
Like there's nothing to hide.
Hopefully my meat didn't fall out. Sorry.
You know,
any of
I
our
used
0% females. I hope you didn't see 0% females on our demographics. I hope you didn't see my meat pop out. Sorry.
You know, I've never been ashamed to be shirtless though.
I can respect that. I think in like middle school, like when you had to like go swim in the pool, I was the shirt guy for a while. Or I would just purposely not swim because I was so embarrassed, and I would take the F for the quarter or whatever it was.
I think I've posted myself shirtless on Twitter before.
You have.
So.
It was when you were like very demurely looking at the camera, like with like double chin, and like you had like the full beard action, and like the camera made your skin look like very pale white. Like you almost look like a vampire in a little bit, but it was like you're kind of rizzing, bro. Especially if it was like to somebody like Megan Eve. I mean, madame.
I actually think like the more comfortable you are with your body, the more you're motivated to change it too. Because you have a more objective look. I think it gets very subjective, and the body dysmorphia kicks in when you're not comfortable with your body. You don't even want to think about it. You don't even want to confront it. But like me, it's like I become more comfortable. So it's like, what else is there but the objective view?
True.
So I don't know. Oh, wow, that was a lot. I hope somebody resonates with that, and
yeah, hope you can connect, or if you want to talk about it, you can always DM us. We're always open to chat with you. So we're here for you. Dude, but also,
we're gonna look back on this, and we're gonna look back on this 100 pounds lighter. It's gonna be insane.
I hope so.
I probably won't be 100 pounds lighter.
I hope so. These flabby arms need to go, bro. You can't see it because they're under this nice black stocking, but.
I mean, the last piece of the puzzle is movement, and I've been disc golfing, but I hate exercise. It's so boring. So I gotta like go do disc golf or something. I don't just want to go like lift weights.
You need to like learn how to be actively doing it while being distracted, and I think you'll enjoy it. Like I really enjoy popping on like a podcast and walking, and I know that's such a cringe like white person thing to say. Like, oh, you're fucking 40 years old. Go throw on the Joe Rogan podcast and go take a walk. Like. But at the same time, like you can do that. You can also, I don't know, not read a book. I wouldn't read while you're exercising. Maybe listen to an audiobook. Maybe.
Dude, I can't.
Some people even play RuneScape while they're on the treadmill. Some people do agility while they're training agility IRL, bro, and that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like that's like fourth wall breaking at that point. But
if I see somebody in my gym playing RuneScape, I'm punching them in the face. I'm sorry.
And then you're going to go exactly to where they are in game and trade them all of their money off their account because
I'm literally Well, I'm in a stand your ground state, and I'm standing my ground.
So what does that mean? You stand over them and you spit on them? What does that mean?
It was a gun joke. I'm not gonna shoot anyone.
Thought we were gonna do a bit, man. Fuck. Gonna hawk a loogie on them.
Of bits. Oh yeah, I just remembered this today. So in middle school, I was at this jazz conference, and I played trombone, and there was like this girl trombonist, and my friends are like, dude, you gotta go, like making me the brunt of the joke. Like I knew it's not like, but they're like, dude, you gotta go get this girl, give your girl this number. You gotta go give this girl your number. And they kept like egging me on. And so one of my friends wrote down my number and gave it to her. Like, okay. I swear I saw it happen.
Okay. So your number got given out.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, come on. And
you got embarrassed.
I just ignored it. Well, we're on the bus ride home, and I get this text. And it's like, hey, like, are you the guy that is this number? And I was like, yeah, sorry about my friends or whatever. You played well or whatever. And she's like talking, and all of a sudden it's like, dude, like, I'm her boyfriend. Did you give her this number? And I'm like, no, man, it wasn't me. And I like started, and like he kept like being really aggressive, saying he's gonna beat the shit out of me and everything. And like I was just fucking with him, but like low key, I was like, my gosh, this is like, I'm in middle school. Like I'm kind of an awkward kid. Like it was like low key freaking me out. And I was telling my friends, I was like, guys, like what's happening? And there was just back and forth. And at some point, like, I was just like, okay, I'm not going to respond. And I stop responding, and my phone keeps getting blown up because I'm not responding. And then I'm like, this is so weird. And at some point, I stand over to talk to my friends again, and I see him texting me. They never gave her my number. They were fucking with me the entire time.
So fucked, bro.
Dude, I think that like that's why I don't give women my number. That's why I figure out where they live first at least. So.
Yeah, you got to be careful with who you give your number to, like especially nowadays. You'd be surprised how many people are trying to set you up to like rob you, like unironically.
A what?
Yes, that was. I think I talked about this before, but there's this time where I was using Tinder. This is back when Tinder like was actually popular and not filled with bots and dog shit like ads. I matched with this girl, and this is like prime time 2013 when I started college. Guys, I'm very old. That's when I started college, freshman year. But yeah, I was just like hitting her up, like, hey, like, you know, what's going on with you? Like, blah blah blah. It's like midnight, so I'm not expecting anything to come out of this. She's like, come over now, and I'm like, I don't even know you yet. I don't really want to do that. Not really interested. And then I'm like, can we like do something later? And then nothing came of it. It was just like she blocked me or whatever. She was just trying to like hook up. And then I find out on the news that somebody got robbed around the same area.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Yes. So, and it was in a cul-de-sac in a bad neighborhood near the school. So it was a dead end and I would have probably gotten shanked. So yeah, I don't know. I just trust my intuition. Like, I feel like if people, when they're trying to hook up before you even like know who they are, it's a red flag, obviously, for obvious reasons. But at the same time, you kind of have to, it's a gut feeling. Like sometimes it feels right. I don't know. I've never done it personally. That's not the kind of guy I am. I like to know a person. But I know tons of people.
Megan, Eve, and I are taking it slow, so.
As you should. Even though she says, I need somebody to come fuck me at 8 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck is that, Megan Eve? 8 o'clock in the morning
Dude,
trying to get some dick in on Twitter? What the fuck is going on?
At least drink some coffee first. You know what the worst part is? She lives West Coast. So she's bright and early for that.
Dude, that's 5 o'clock in the morning and she needs some dick on Twitter? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Listen,
she's worse than those the second you type need a graphics effect artist. She's worse than those guys. At least they want to have a conversation.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the promo for the fucking episode. Megan Eve, we're sorry in advance. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't give Megan Eve my number. I'm gonna think it's you texting me, and
Jesus Christ.
I'm not trying to send you a pic, bro.
I've already seen a pic of you with your fucking ass out. And like, guess what? I didn't ask for it back then. But you know what? We were such good friends that you did it. And we had a rapport, so it was fine and it didn't bother me. Guys, this should not tarnish beandip's reputation online, okay? We were great friends.
I look back at that photo. I every time I look back at it, I'm like, dude, I look good in that photo. I do.
You do look good in that photo. I can't lie. I'm going to speak very impartially and not... I could totally drag you through the mud right now. I could say, oh man, you look horrible, like it was bad lighting, like blah, 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 but it was good lighting. Dude. You were smiling in the photo, your bare ass was out on your bed, cheeks were plump, okay? I can be very objectively descriptive, okay? I have no interest in you whatsoever in a romantic relationship, but you look good in that photo, bro, I have to say. You look very good.
Honestly, it's just giving you blackmail. It's motivating me to be the best friend I can, actually.
Honestly, give your friends blackmail so you can be a better person. It's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, bro. You know, and especially starting the podcast with you, now I have leverage. So now we have leverage to keep him in line. Good to go.
Yeah. Are you late for this podcast? All right, bro. I'm sending
we gotta tweet this out when you fucking send me your naked bare ass on your bed. All right,
guys, it's a Patreon exclusive.
It's like if you actually want it to be, we'll put it in the $100 tier if you want to see beandip's bare asshole. Well, it's not his asshole. It's not his asshole. I won't lie. It's just his ass on his bed.
That's $200.
Okay, that's $200. He'll send whole. Just send him send the PayPal to him. Beandip, do you have a PayPal on your Twitch live stream to donate to you?
No, on purpose. I don't want people to donate to me. Like I don't even want people to sub to me, but they do.
Wait, then why'd you become an affiliate if you don't want people to sub to you?
To be honest, I didn't even know what affiliate meant. I just got it.
Understandable.
Because I wanted founders badges to give out founders badges.
So you wanted people to sub to you for founders badges.
Well, the founders batch, because one day I'm gonna be streaming Kaisen at numbers. So
I
you
hope
want that
I
founders
hope
badge,
you
and
do,
then
bro. For both of our cases, I hope you do. I hope you're the Kai sit out of the group and we get the streamer house right, and
yeah,
we're fucking saddled up, and like I'm like the Duke Dennis of the group. That's my goal. I don't want to
yeah,
be
you're the cool guy.
I don't want to be Phantom. I don't want to be the fat guy. But if I need to, I will. I'll Phantom tax
We'll
you.
have Mason be Phantom. Mason's gonna be
Mason
Phantom,
will
dude.
just gain weight and be Phantom. We'll put him in a fat suit. We'll put Mason in a fat suit, and he'll become Dominican, and he'll be Phantom. Okay, we'll just race swap Mason. He's Dominican now. Dude, I had this tweet. Actually, let me preface this first. I was writing this tweet because I had a dream about Phantom where I met him at an airport in New York City where he's going to like Turks and Caicos because he's rich as fuck, right? So I had a dream that I met him and I wanted to get a picture with him because I'm like, holy fuck, it's Phantom. Like I look up to this guy, he's fucking dope. And I stopped him at the airport. He was in like some like shorts or some shit, and he was just like talking about the intricacies of a chopped cheese sandwich from New York, and he just wouldn't shut the fuck up. I didn't want to take this photo. And then I woke up hungry and I realized that I'm fat. But I wrote that into a tweet format, and I was like, nobody in RuneScape Twitter is gonna resonate or understand this at all, but like the 10 people who like my humor might get it. So I put it in my drafts when I woke up. But yeah, that was a crazy dream. I met Phantom in my dream. So Phantom, if you see this, bro, let's take a picture for real. I'll pull up to New York City or something. Let's go to the chopped cheese shop.
Dude, I'm honest, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You guys think Bodhi's the end. You guys think it's Will's the end, bro. I'm biding my time for the end with Tyler 1 because he's coming to RuneScape.
Dude,
It's
I
inevitable.
believe it. I believe it for sure.
He's making his rounds. Well, he's WoW Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Bro, he's gonna hit RuneScape soon. I'm gonna be there. And I'm gonna
Can I be
capitalize.
honest? Can I be honest?
I know where he lives. Not even kidding. I have his address.
Okay, well, that's
But DM me for his address. $50.
no, don't DM him.
That's
for
not a
his
joke.
address.
That's not a joke. I actually have his address, but don't DM me.
Why do you know it?
Because my friend went and bought an Apple Watch from his girlfriend. Why is his girlfriend on Facebook Marketplace having people come to her house
That is
when he gets 50K viewers on Twitch?
That is such a Michaela thing to do where she doesn't give a fuck and thinks she's just normal. Not saying that like I'm policing her, but I'm just saying like if your fucking boyfriend's like a super poppin' streamer and you have a kid with him and shit, like I would be, I don't know. At the same time, I don't know. Maybe she was having like, she had like jaw surgery, so maybe she couldn't leave. So I kind of get it from that perspective.
This was much later after her jaw surgery. But like, and she's like trying to just get a normal job. She's asked people for recommendations. It's like,
You're tapped in, bro. Were you best friends with him?
Listen,
listen. I know Chad Draven. I know this random guy from League. I know Tyler 1.
Dude, I know Chad Draven
everybody
because
from League. What the fuck?
He's the goat on Twitter. Chad Draven is the Twitter goat.
Yeah, Chad Draven's so funny.
The Chad Draven tech is like, this tweet banged. I'm gonna tweet it in 6 months.
Yes,
it works every time.
Yes, I need to start employing that strategy. I think it's premier.
God, he hated streaming League. I don't think he hated streaming. I think he hated playing League.
I think League just sucks. Like, it's like, unless you're like farming it for clips, like I wouldn't enjoy doing it. You know? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of carbonation problems.
Every stream, people would ask him if they should go one keystone for their rune page or another. It was Conqueror or Hail of Blades. And I think that's what made him quit. One of the reasons. He would get that question every stream. Conqueror or Hail of Blades multiple times.
Interesting.
It just got to the point where he'd ignore it. But honestly, like if I could bring anybody back that doesn't stream anymore, it would be Chad Draven.
Yeah, he seems mad cool. I feel like I'd want to pick his brain about Twitter, but I feel like his Twitter brain is just to take tweets that are already popping off and retweet them. That's probably what he'd tell me.
Dude, the thing about Chad is like he knows things before it'll be big. He's got a good content team.
Who do you think is the person who's bumping on Twitter that doesn't deserve it?
Dude, okay, I have this account muted, but you know that account that replies to every post? You just see it's the redheaded lady?
Yes.
Dude,
I know.
Delete that account.
It's like Rebecca or whatever her name is. I don't know who it is.
you know, you guys know who I'm talking about, the ginger lady.
Yes,
Like,
it's like the most basic, like original post. Like, oh my god, he's doing this thing. It's like, come on, put some effort into this tweet. Okay, what's your
I think,
take? What's your take on people who reply to content and don't actually create original content? What's your thoughts? Reply people. It could be men, women,
listen,
anybody.
I love pockets. Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
I listen. This wasn't directed towards pockets with a zero, okay, and a Z. I think. I don't know how that name became a thing, but his name is Pockets. I don't know how that became.
Listen, I think a lot of people give it hate, deserved. I just want to know how much money they're making off their engagement. Do you make money off replies?
$3.45 this month.
Dude, I think some people are actually getting the bag on Twitter.
People who get the bag are people who get like 2 million views per post because all the people are commenting under it. Those are the people who make the original post, or people who get their post quote tweeted, who get like millions and millions of views. They make the money. The people who reply are the people trying to feed into like an already popping post just to get money from it. So like, yeah, you could probably like pay for rent in like a moderate city. Like maybe you make like $800 when you pop off, but like basically
that's $800 though.
It is. But like at the same time, like I don't think that that's like something that you can make like full time. I don't know how it scales, because like it's hard to see unless you already do it, right? And then there's people who like automate YouTube videos and stuff and make money from that. And I think that's way more tangible than to do Twitter, because you need to already be like super prolific and popular. Like you could buy accounts and do that technically, but I'm pretty sure that's against the rules. You can't just buy and sell accounts. So same thing with YouTube.
I don't know. My Twitter view is like also really weird because I have a lot of music Twitter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's a little different there, because I think when you get into niche areas, I think people just generally reply to everything because they like what they're seeing. But
I think that's true. I'm saying more like on like the media news perspective of like Kai Cenat goes to Rolling Loud with Playboy Cardi, and it's like 400 clips of the same thing by different people. Then it's people farming for views.
Fearbuck also got my mute.
Yeah, I mean, well,
you know what sucks about Twitter? It's like you used to be able to block things you don't like, and you can't even do that anymore. You have to mute, and like you can't even like. Not to get political, but there's this ad for a company that's in a country that I don't support right now, and I tried blocking it. I have to get Twitter, like the Twitter subscription, to block things I don't want to see. Mm-hmm. Like, how is that legal? Like, I think ads should be illegal.
You used to
like
be
at
able,
some point.
You used to be able to block accounts, because I had like Bank of America blocked. I had like Capital One, because all I saw was just credit card ads, and I was like, ooh, I should start cred maxing more. They started brainwashing me, so I had to start muting them. No, but really, like you used to be able to mute those accounts, but you can't anymore. Like you have to click on the account and then go to it and then try to mute it. And then at that point, it's not even an actual official account. It's like an ad service page that when you click on it, it goes to their website. So they've tried to basically like anti-prevent you from doing all this shit. Anti-pirate, or not anti-piracy, what is it? Clicking off? I don't know what that's called. Circumnavigating ads.
I pretty much only have advertisers blocked.
Yeah.
And like weird accounts.
I've recently done like a mass like unmuting of people, because like I feel like I go through periods where people just post the same shit every day, and it's like, especially like when things get crazy, like I really only mute people who, I don't know, it's like, whether it's like a difference of views or they're just annoying or like they're horrible people. That's like the only time I really mute them. But I've recently went through and just unmuted a bunch of people because like there's no reason to.
That's only when you keep them muted.
Yeah, like I only keep people muted if they're generally like a disliked person from my point of view, and like a lot of others if I just don't like their content or whatever it might be.
And Angelica Reed, by the way, was the account I was talking about, the red-haired lady. Yeah, dude. And then I'm sorry, this isn't a difference of opinion. I just was tired of seeing it, but Mountain Man, like I just had to mute those threads, because like when
I was seeing those threads between him and Oda, I was losing brain cells. And that's not me trying to like you know, put him down or put Oda down. It's just like to have that level of argument after I saw that like 20-minute video of him and Oda communicating. It was like a rock versus a hard place in terms of one person having an opinion and another having another opinion, and there's no connection of values that could be expressed because they can't meet in the middle because of one person or the other. And when it comes,
I also muted 9rain.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be people that you choose to mute because of whether it's recent changes to the content they post or it's ideologies that you don't agree with. But I think a lot of people can either relate or disagree with whatever takes these people have, and they can make their own assumptions. But, you know, I don't think it necessarily lessens or makes somebody awful. It's just like you align yourself with who you like, and that's just how it is. Yeah. That's the politics of being a creator online. You choose the people you like and you spend the time with these people and you invest time. So when people do some crazy shit, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, this person's fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't, you know, blindly follow everything they say. But
I have Oda block muted too. That's one of my earliest blocks. Or not blocked.
This is also a challenge for everybody. It's also a challenge for you if you've watched this far to check your mute and block list on Twitter and or other certain apps like Twitch, just to see if there's people that you probably disagreed with years ago, or they might have changed their opinion, or they're different people now. It might just be worthwhile to go through and see who you did and didn't block, and try to remember like why you did. There's some people I had blocked that I was like, why do I have this person blocked? Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, it's just, or some argument or some stupid reason. So it's definitely worthwhile to just look through. Now, there's obviously, you know, there's accounts that promote content that you don't want to see on your feed, and then I totally get that for muting, you know? So, yeah. It's also what Twitter's turned into at the same time. You get the Angelica Reed baiting people into the link tree, you know? Oh, yeah, you didn't know that's what she did?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, now you know. So, it makes sense why she comments and everything, huh?
We are Twitter gurus.
Listen to us. Unban everybody, okay? Think about it. Namaste. Let die. Let it die.
I've not unmuted anybody. I just like that. And the thing is, because everybody has me muted, so, you know, mutually assured destruction.
Bro, I don't think everybody has you muted. I don't think that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Another memory, not just like me getting trolled by my friends. Another memory I have, by the way, is the 2020 the presidential general election. My friend has a party every election.
Okay.
And like everybody drinks and watches the race, which is like the perfect culmination of everything good and bad, right?
Sure.
Well, in 2020, it was Biden versus Trump. And I remember going to that party and just chilling out, you know, or hanging out, chilling. But this guy was like talking politics, which is great. That's fine. It's fun. You know, that's what the party's meant for. But he's like, yeah, like, I don't even know who I'm going to vote for yet. And it's like, bro, it's already passed, by the way. So like it's like it's a little too late, and so that was a bad start.
That's funny though. That's a good
but
joke.
He's talking, he's like, you know, I just think society should be set up a certain way, like it should all stem from one place, one concept. And he's like talking about how
so he wants to live in a commune.
I don't know what this would entail.
I want to make plants and live with 10 wives.
Okay, you're close. He thinks every single policy in the American government should be dictated by marijuana. He thinks that should be the driving force of the United States.
Weed.
And I was like sitting there listening to this guy, and he's like, yeah, like imagine if weed was behind war. Like, do you think people are gonna fight when they're high? Like those are the arguments he's making. He's like, dude, like imagine health. People would be a lot more healthy. People would be in less pain, and like,
okay,
dude, it was.
But imagine if this guy, it was 2013. Sorry, it was 2012. Imagine it was 2012, and this guy said Bitcoin instead of weed. What would you say?
Bitcoin would be a lot more understandable, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. There's this guy.
Bitcoin actually has a function.
Yeah, there was this guy back in 2013, my freshman year. We were because I'm an art student. There's this little like patio, or not patio. It's like I don't know, it's like the center of the art, so it's like a huge auditorium where you can like get food at like a snack shop. So like it's like super like big, and like there's like a lot of like pane windows coming down, like lots of like cathedral lighting. And so I'm sitting with my friend from art class. He's a little bit of a kitschy like guy, like is in a band, like trying to become like a tattoo artist. And then his friend comes up, super loner type, looks like the stereotypical like think of the main character in Watch Dogs and what he wears. Okay. Think of the Watch Dogs guy. You got him in your head?
I don't know who that is.
Think of a hacker guy who wears like a trench coat and
like a brown leather jacket.
Yes, brown leather jacket, trench coat, like full on like doomer like type of like look, like listens to like MP3s because he thinks people are watching him. He doesn't have like a phone. So this guy comes up to us and is like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, Aiden? Aiden is my friend." He's like, "What's up, Aiden?" I was like, "Oh, who's this?" He's like, "Oh, this is my friend. He's learning about cryptocurrencies and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." This is 2013, before it was like super poppin', at least like in my vernacular, when people were like, you know, interested in it. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I think the government's just gonna like combust on itself, and I've just invested all my money into Bitcoin, and all these people have been watching me." Like full on schizo posting in 2013 in the art building. The guy doesn't even go to school here, like just like passing through because he's talking to his friend. And I never saw that guy again, but I bet he's either a crypto millionaire or he's dead face down in a ditch somewhere. I don't know.
I think they got him.
They probably did get him because he's probably some fucking hedge fund manager guy, and then he just stole all the money and put it into crypto. Like, who knows? I don't know. He probably did a little pump and dump back in the day before it was cool. So I don't really know.
Okay, I'm not trying to one up you, but I want to tag on to this. 2011, my stepdad told me that one of his friends was like, "Yeah, dude, we should start mining Bitcoin in 2011." Dude,
yeah.
My stepdad was like, "Why would I do that?"
Yeah, fuck that. Why would I waste power on that?
Dude, and you ask him today, is like, "Do you regret never doing that?" He's like, "No, I don't care." He just doesn't. Like, he's like,
it's like, what was I gonna get 2
right
Bitcoin from that? Fuck that. Like, I don't give a fuck. That's kind of based. Don't give a shit.
He's not a material guy, which like
that's
pretty good to have in your life.
It's good to have a balance of like ethics and like morals, and not be too financially like bound by things, especially in regret. Like, I feel like most people, when they have regrets, it's about time and how they spent it with people and not money. And I feel like the only time people have regrets about money is when they have some like colossal loss that fucks up their life. And that if you don't have that, then you're pretty good. So, well, you don't, bet the house on it, then you're fine.
You just declare bankruptcy and start again too.
Yeah, you just cred max and re-roll. Just re-roll your life, bro. It's like starting life at 35, Might be a little challenging.
My brother really likes stuff. Like
he's a consumer, you mean, of buying things?
Yeah, he wants more stuff. Like, I feel like that's sometimes what motivates him, is getting more stuff.
Okay.
And so, but like on the other hand, if that's your hobby, like your hobby is, let's say you want more motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to buy motorcycles and focus.
Yeah, you
on
have
money.
to work for it.
So like, sometimes it comes with the territory. Like, some people who are like really into collecting X, Y, and Z. It's like, yeah, it's gonna cost money. So sometimes people are materialistic, not because they don't have good values, but that's just what comes with it. Luckily for me, everything I'm interested in is like zero cost.
Yeah, that's how I feel generally too. I feel like from being like a broke art student for so long, I've realized the things that really interest me are the things where it's like devoid of money, like creating something, making, like elevating my humor to a certain level by imbuing it in these videos, or making like a quick edit, or doing like going live. Like, going live doesn't cost money if you already pay for the internet. Like, you're paying for the service already. It costs nothing to go live, other than like if you invest in stuff like buying a camera, buying a setup. You're gonna do that anyways. It's a hobby. Like, you have this stuff forever. I bought this Herman Miller chair from fucking Philadelphia, like for $400, and I drove there 6 hours one way, 6 hours back.
Dude, you survived Philly? Holy shit!
I did. Goddamn Philly and their sheets, fucking gas stations. God damn.
Yeah, I heard Mick died the other day in Philly.
Mick? Mother, Son,
Rest in
Holy
peace.
Spirit. Amen. Father, Son.
I think maybe I just start tweeting "Rip Mick" like every now and then. You know how people say, "Fuck, Joe Rogan just died."
Yeah, instead of R.I.P. Joe Rogan, it's R.I.P. Mick Homie. And you just tweet that like every month. You're just like R.I.P. Mick Homie, and like the date he stopped streaming. That'd be fucked up. You shouldn't do that, dude. I started watching. Okay, so he took down the podcast on his YouTube, right? For anybody who doesn't know, Mick Homie, he used to stream a lot more, and then he stopped streaming just because he, stuff happened, and also like he started working a lot more, and I think he owns like a business now, so he kind of like goes live here and there. But he took down his podcast on his YouTube because it was with him and Lopsy. If anybody knows Lopsy on Twitch, or from Homie's Clan back in the day. I don't think he plays RuneScape anymore. But I was just recently watching, and they still have their episodes up on Spotify, and they have like such cool guests. They have like they got like Jimmy Blowpipe, and let's see, they got I don't know who X Rakine is. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Rakine.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a YouTuber. They have Jeoparite, which I think is their last episode. Let me just go through this really quick. They got Satyr and Solo Mission on one, Guns, Chili, and Toucan, Rendy and the Scold from like 2 years ago, Hanani and Idol, Six Scythe and Ellie's Ex, another friend who's on the podcast, Skatizo, Jake C, Ignoble Hamzy, Tasty, T Papa. It was me and Bronx, Prison Joke Unique. There's like a whole bunch of people on here. Megan and Adwam. Who else? Oh yeah,
I've heard a lot
Simply
about that Adwam guy.
Blowpipe. Yeah, there's like Inferno speedrunner guys on here. This is like super cool to like hear their opinion and stuff. And they run for like, these are like 3-hour podcasts. These are super long. They're not like an hour. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy that they ran for this long, but yeah, definitely. If you have a Spotify subscription and want to check them out, I think it's definitely worth just popping them on. I thought they had a good thing going.
I think it'd be really cool to like do a frenemies episode where we get somebody who like really likes to banter. We have like set topics, pull it up, and like, what do we think about it?
I'm down.
Imagine Secon on frenemies.
Dude, if we get Secon and he talks about politics again, I'm gonna have to edit it out. At least I'm the editor.
We're gonna have to shoot him. That's the only stipulation.
And by editing it out, I mean taking this gun and going to Canada. And I'll edit him right out. I'll edit him right out with whiteout. I'm like, bah! We'll edit that out.
That's satire, by the way.
It's purely satirical. This is not a gun.
I have a lot of people watching
this. I can't even. There's no magazine. Not even. There's no.
They're
trigger.
magazines, not clips.
Okay. This guy thinks he's moist critical.
That was the most. Yeah, that was the most good and moist critical.
It was a good moment. Magazine. I can't lie.
So
shout out moist critical.
Oh, let me talk about the new streamer I started watching.
Ooh.
So a friend of the show, Mr. Prezis, said, "Dude, you gotta watch this guy named Liam." And like, I haven't laughed at a streamer like that in a month or so. Like, it was so funny, and like, it's just his deadpan, like how he responds to chat.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta put you guys on, guys. If you gotta watch Liam.
Twitch.tv/Liam. He's a Mario speedrunner.
And he plays OSRS. Actually, I stole one of his screenshots of getting an Elder Maul, and I tweeted it. So, and you might ask why I did that. But yeah, so you got to watch Liam, guys. He's so funny. Like, I don't know.
I have to check him out.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Let's check him out more. Yeah, I've seen him like once or twice, but I haven't really like watched a full stream, so I'll have to see what the hubbub's
one thing
about.
I learned from him is like when somebody in chat says something, he like actually responds. Like he responds, he goes with it. Like just there's no break, there's no let me think about that. He just says he was talking about like how he was making jokes about the WNBA. Like it was he did not care. He would say anything because it's all a bit.
Did he talk about Brittany Griner?
No, I don't think he mentioned anything specific, but he also talked about like swimming and sprinters and stuff. And, like, dude, and then he brought up real life story, like, and every time his neighbors were loud, he would like take his vacuum and hit the ceiling with his vacuum. It was so funny. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a
Like,
good bit.
I don't know, the things he would say, and he'd be like, he's talking like, if you're a man, you like gotta go get the income, you gotta support the
Uh-huh.
family and everything. And everybody's like, what about the woman? He's like, I don't really want to talk about that. They could cook if they want.
Oh
Like
my
very
god.
like on the nose, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually a progressive, but I'm gonna be satirical here. So he's
Yeah.
very
Okay.
funny.
Yeah. Definitely your kind of streamer.
So
I
yeah,
can see that.
that's all.
Hmm.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it more. He sounds funny.
Guys,
Okay.
we're gonna get Liam on a podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna get a different Liam. That's not Six Side. The different Liam. The guy that's actually called Liam on Twitch. The other Liam.
Yeah.
That plays RuneScape too. There's a couple guys named Liam. I think.
I know 6 Guy is master, so
what?
I'm not even allowed to call him Liam. I'm not even allowed to directly address him.
Before
honest.
we start wrapping up this week's episode, can you please get into this women not being able to wear yoga pants thing that we wrote down like on this topic? Like I need you to fully unpack why women need to be banned from wearing yoga pants.
Okay, this actually goes into another thing we wrote down on the doc, which is a Kansas 10 equals a Massachusetts 6.
Can I briefly explain what that is?
Yes.
So Gothfield, homie of both of ours, a friend, and a viewer of the podcast also said that Why Juicy, the guy back there, is a Kansas 10. And then he is basically the hottest man on earth in Kansas, which means that I guess there's only ugly people in Kansas or whatever that means. But to him, he's a Massachusetts 6. So the scaling of like how the hotness of like, what a person can be is like way different in like obviously geographical areas in the US. So in Kansas, I guess there's only ugly people, but I want to preface that first.
Dude, if you're eating puke soup in a store of shit, it's gonna taste a little bit better.
What the fuck? I've never heard that.
That's
expression.
all I'm gonna say.
Puke soup in a store full of shit. All right, well, I'll add that to the repertoire. Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. This is why people in Kansas are like a Kansas 10 is a Massachusetts 6, because everybody dresses for comfort in Kansas.
Oh.
And yoga pants are very comfortable. I have firsthand experience. You won't get any pics of those. But like there's no interesting dress anymore. Like the more I'm cleaning myself up, the more it's like every like middle-aged lady you see in Kansas is like wearing white sneakers, yoga pants, shirt with like a long sleeve shirt with like a sweater vest jacket or like a sweater, and a hat. Like
what if I told you that's a New York 8? Thoughts?
Dude, come on. People in New York gotta have some style.
Bro, it's a thing with style, but also like I think activewear is like hot and sexy depending on
I don't
know, bro. I think there's room for it, you know?
Like if guys are still wearing high Nike socks with shorts, like
okay,
that's just not my look.
Take them back out and shoot them in the head if that's the case, because they're still in high school.
Okay, it's not that bad.
I mean, if you're wearing Nike Elite socks with flip flop like sandals
with Sperry's.
With Sperry's?
Dude,
first of all, nobody's wearing Nike
Kansas.
Elite socks with Sperry's, bro. That's two different. That's two different. No, that's two different conflicting. No, okay. Now I understand why the bar is so low. That's so low in Kansas. They're wearing Nike Elite socks with Sperry's.
Or dudes. They're doing it with dudes. You know the Hey Dudes, those shoes?
No, I don't know what Hey Dudes are. Let me go look them up.
They're very comfortable. I lost mine in a flood. I know my name's Noah, but I actually did have a flood. But
Hey Dude shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, dudes, they just look like Sperry's. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
You just had Sperry boat shoes clones. I would have been like,
and
okay.
It's like a band and Chiefs shirts everywhere. Like Chiefs everything. It's always sports and activewear. When are people gonna start dressing nice? It's I sound like the men's dye workwear or the menswear guy on Twitter.
Oh my god,
he's kind He's kind of the GOAT, but also I think he picks on people sometimes a little too much, but he's still kind of the GOAT.
There's so many dudes who do menswear content. This is me from me being in like the fashion scene, being in this, like the streetwear, like YouTube scene. There's so many guys who do the menswear thing where they're like, you don't have cufflinks on. You are homeless. They're just like going to extremes. They're like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you look horrible because your pant leg is exactly 0.5 inches too open. This is not a tailored suit. You look like shit. It's like, bro, there's so many guys who are like that. Like, this is how you properly trim a beard.
It's so funny though.
It's like,
it's so, especially the dye workwear guy, the menswear.
Yeah.
When people like respond to him like, you're just a gay Asian, he will like find 10 more screenshots of you looking bad. It'll be like, here's
that's
what
so
you
fire.
Like, he never gives in. He's just like, oh, here's some more things you could do. Like, it's so funny.
I love that he's vindictive and he just like catches you in your bullshit. That's sick.
But he compliments people too. But I don't know. I think he picks on people a little too much sometimes. But like,
do you know who my favorite Asian creator is on YouTube?
Who?
The guy who taught us how to wax our buttholes.
Oh, mine. I thought you were gonna say the guy that's faded then ho, faded then ho, faded then ho. Is he Asian?
Damian Luck. What
no,
is his name?
That,
what is his name?
Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. Yeah. Dude, that guy had like such a big, like tremendous boost from YouTube, and then like I feel like it just fell off crazy because he became like insane person.
He was obnoxious in the beginning, but like it was a haha, let's laugh at him, not laugh with him.
I think it was a haha, let's laugh with him for like a few months, and then they realized, okay, this isn't like a bit, like he just is like, this is who he is, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Gang?
Yodi gang, Fulcrum, come in.
About to go to Benjamin City. I mean, he just said he has some good lines, not gonna lie.
There are some good lines.
And I like the one where he's like, you know, and like, you gotta be natural, and that COVID vaccine is poison to your body. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you seen the guy who popped off? I think I might have brought this up before. The guy who popped off for being a worker at 7-Eleven on YouTube. You might have seen it in your feed.
He's like, hey,
I feel like he is like the neutral, like calm version of Fulcrum. I feel like he's the Fulcrum where he's like talking about like, guys, it's okay to be like 30 and like working at 7-Eleven. Like, it's just a job, bro. Like, life doesn't need to be something crazy. And I think he's almost like he's like a boots on the ground philosopher type of guy. And I feel like that's what that's what I feel like Fulcrum was to like the like stoner youth, like brainlet, like kids, like Gen Z kids.
That's a good comparison. It didn't make sense in the beginning when you were making this point.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison. I like that guy too, because to be honest, like, I don't care what you do, man.
No.
I don't care how much money you make. It's like when you meet somebody like you haven't talked to in a long time, it's like, oh, what are you doing now? Yeah, I'm in financials. It's like, cool. Like,
cool.
I'm sure it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's interesting, but like, I want to talk about something that's way more interesting. Like, what's been happening in the city lately? Go on any trips? Like, what music are you listening to?
What
like,
do you actually care about that's not work? Type shit.
There are so many more, because like I don't want to talk about furniture to people, you know.
Oh.
And like,
but if I call you and I say, hey, I want to buy a couch for my basement, what should I get? Then you'd know everything.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, bro. And we're gonna end the podcast here with this. Keep this in mind. If any of you own reclining furniture, you are dead to me. because comfort is secondary to how it looks. Always and will be, in my opinion.
Okay. Damn.
But that's on the selling side. When you sell furniture, it's like all you care about is how it looks. But people who buy it want comfort, and you got to recognize that. But
yeah, that's true. You need a good mix of both, I feel like. But you know, I'm not the one who sells furniture.
You're just gonna sit in your computer chair anyway.
No, actually, I feel like I sit on my couch a lot more now that I've gotten older. Maybe it's the unkification of me. But yeah,
dude, I'm so white.
You are white. I think it's What are we gonna do about this? You're getting a camera thing now that you're become a millionaire. And you got a raise at your job. We gotta improve the production.
Let's also talk about my stock portfolio.
Oh, okay. And wrapping up, guys. It's in the toilet. Okay, guys. Thank you again for watching. This is the 15th episode. We would like to have the boys on next. We might have a special guest next time as well. Thank you to the Patreon supporters. We love you. And we'll probably have more content on the Patreon soon. We're going to have Alex's episode up, which is about a little game show we're going to do. So if you'd like to watch that, consider subscribing to the Patreon. Also, follow all of our socials in the bottom. We love you. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, all the boys can be here again. And as always, good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.